Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Nigeria Pro Clubs League. This is Effortless Sports Network, and will be your live broadcast for this season of the Nigeria Pro Clubs League. I would like to introduce a very important co-host, but before he comes on, I'll just give you the ETBT of the league. So, um, if you're new to the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, is a community of pro players where we have everyone from their different direction just being one player in the league. Everybody's part of a team, so you're just basically one player. All you need is your PlayStation 5, your EFC 25, and then you have to have a PSN. Then you join a team and you compete for a chance to win the 5 million naira prize pool. It's very competitive. We have all the best players in the country, the best player in the surrounding countries, and some of the best players in the world. So, while we break down to it, we'll look into our league table. We see all the teams registered for this season. We can compare it to last season. Right now, as I speak to you, the teams are getting prepared. Looking at the table, you see AS Tornado. This is their first season. We have Effortless. They have been there from the inception. This is actually sponsored by this Effortless Sports Network. We have Nameless Chaos. They have also been there since the inception. Galaxy 11. This is their first season as well. MENACE first season. Adventure Time. This is also their third season. They have been here since the inception. We have Talker FC. There's a little bit story behind Talker FC and Matcha FC that's below them. When Talker gets in, we'll try to dissect the relationship between these two clubs. Then we have Phoenix FC. Last season was their first. They had a nice run and they have improved over time. DIEHARD FC also last season was their first. We have Faceless Men, the breakout manager, Italian Mafia, former manager of Effortless FC. We have new United FUT, the South South Club. We have Get Clap Cause, the inaugural season champion. CURRYZ FC, they have also been here since the inception, but they are under a new management now. HITMISS Aura, managed by OS Kuti. And finally, the Plutomanians, many Pluto. Well, I will introduce you to our most wonderful host. I don't know if he's here with us now. Slimo, do you copy? Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. He's glad to have you once again. So, Slimo has been here since our interception, so I'll let him take us on how his holiday has been and how the new season is going to be looking for us.
In fact, even the Ghanaian Pro Clubs League and now, of course, the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. So it's been good watching that. It's been a long break from all of the holidays. So yeah, it's nice to get back into action. I'm seeing a lot more teams now. And actually, Eddie, there are so many Ghanaian players inside this time that I'm really looking forward to seeing in action as well. So I think it's going to be a very, very fun season. One that if people look critically at, I'm telling you, there'll always be entertainment every single day. And I know the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, I'm always here for the banter. So I can't wait for it to begin.
When we speak about the banter, the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, they never sleep, up until 3 a.m., 4 a.m., they are still fighting and they are getting into each other and the energy is there. And speaking of the collaboration, what I'm seeing this season is that there is a lot of players moving in between both leagues and having a parent club, and then they having a club they are going on loan to in the Ghana Pro Clubs League. So I think these people are now falling in love with Pro Club to the extent that they want to be in both sides. They want to compete. They want to have a place in the Ghana team. They want to have a place in the Nigerian team. And I think it's a welcome development for these esports giants in Africa, especially in the West African region. Basically, we're on the same server, so I think it's actually good for competition as well.
I second. I definitely second to that because that merge just gives the team a different feel. It gives a team like different sets of people with different sets of ideas. So if you've got a really good team that has Nigerian players and then Ghanaian players, it makes them even better. And then I think for the teams that will be able to merge them very well, they'll have the upper hand over the teams that possibly go with their traditional, possibly only Nigerian or only Ghanaian team. So I was speaking to a couple of the Ghanaian players that have actually joined the Nigerian pro club scene, and they are like, it's very, very competitive, and that's what the ECSN has always been about. In fact, the NPCL has always been about. I think from the very start, we saw Get Club was like dominating. Then one season, we saw Toka FC come in, sign all of the stars, and just make a lot of noise. Then that season, they were able to win the league. Get Club had to settle for the FA Cup, and now we come into this season with new teams. We're up to 16 teams now, guys. 16. Wow. Like, everybody's going to scrape for points out there. It's going to be a very, very fun season. I'm looking forward to some key things like what EAFC 25 has for us with pro clubs action. The game has changed now, guys. There are so many things that are not working from the previous seasons that are working now. Like the back post crosses that we saw last season, I've seen a little bit of Ghana pro clubs action. I'm not seeing too much of the back post crosses. So there's a different narrative as to how you attack. This time, player roles are going to be key. How are you going to position your players to the inside forward with the shadow striker? Like that, there's so many things that I feel like this season is going to be a jam-packed one. And for all of the viewers that are watching, you need to stay with us right from the very start. It's a pleasure being here again. And I'm telling you, if you are with us for this ride, you definitely won't regret it.
So we have about 23 minutes before the kickoff are live again. So I want us to bring the league table into the picture, and then you should look at a lot of these teams and their history. And Slimo, I don't know, you're familiar with a couple of teams, and a lot of new teams have been added. So what do you see like? Make an early prediction. Would you see top in the league? Would you see going relegated? What's your take on the top 4 and the bottom 3?
For the 16 teams that are coming into this one, I am familiar with, let's say, 10 to 12 of them because they are the ones that are coming from the older seasons and they've maintained their status in the league. So they are the ones that have like really good knowledge about. For new teams, I always like to go easy on them. Newly assembled team, they put new players together. They're the first timers, so sometimes it can go too bad, but sometimes they can also take the league by storm. We saw Toka FC do it, so it won't be surprising to see a new team like MENACE FC come in there and just blast everybody. But seeing the table, immediately my eye goes to Get Club because I think this season they're in for vengeance. After last season, Toka FC snatched their crown. Will it be the year that they come back for that revenge? Toka FC, I don't know if they kept the full roster together. Like if they do keep that full roster together, it's going to be tough stopping them. I'm seeing some new teams in there like HITMISS, Aura, Men in PLUTO, United, FUT. I'm seeing Adventure Time. I think they're also new MENACE FC. Like I mentioned earlier, Galaxy 11. All new teams. And when I see the new teams, I'm always itching to see what they've got for us. And they can always be like a dilemma playing against the older teams because if you're looking at a new team like HITMISS Aura taking on Toka FC, we know Toka FC is good, but you don't have too much data on HITMISS Aura to say, okay, they're playing like this, so we'll game plan for them. So it's kind of a mixed bag with the new teams, and it's always interesting to see how they get integrated into the league. But for the old teams, Get Club and Toka FC, we've spoken about how good these guys are. A team like CURRYZ FC, I think 2 seasons ago, they really put up a strong fight during the mid-season adventure. So you have to keep your eye on them. But another team that really pushed last season was EFFORTLESS. I'm looking at the league table from last season, and they actually came in second. They came in third. So they've got the potential to push for a top 4 placement, and we'll see them later, possibly in the FA Cup, also making a deep run. So some of these teams that are there are strong OGs. Nameless Chaos, I'm telling you, these guys, they can definitely cause chaos. We've seen them go into big games that they need wins and grab results. So I think these guys are very, very good. And if we look closely, these 16 teams, it's going to be difficult separating. But I've always had a favorite in the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. It's always been Get Club because they caught my eye the very first time I was in. So hopefully they get to do well. But I just know Toka FC, they always have something up their sleeve. So we'll see how it pans out.
Of course, I'm speaking on Toka FC. There is a lot of adventure going on over there. I don't know. You were speaking about you want to know if they kept the lineup together.
Mm.
Well, they did not.
Wow.
That's not such a bad news if you look at who they have now. So basically, there was now we have like companies coming and taking over clubs in the league. Like what we have in Talker FC was the famous Sydney Talker getting the group of players together under his banner and making that his club. But I think there were some contract disagreements. Maybe when we get one of them on the weekend show, they can tell us why the breakup was there. But now what happened was the players, like the pro players we know, the Farouk, the Kenny, the John Oka, the Killer Freaks and everybody, they moved over to Marshall XI. So you see, when you see that Marshall XI, we are talking about those pros, and then Sydney Talker did not relent. He splashed the money. He spent about 1 million in building his dream team. They got Rhymes Bobo from Nameless Chaos, which was one of their leaders in the club.
Yeah, he was very good last season.
Yes, that cost them about 200,000. They got Comrade Kev from this Marshall FC team. Yeah, Comrade Kev, they paid his release clause of 150. They bought 3 of starting 11 players from Effortless, including the assist leader of Effortless, Dayo. They got a lot of players, including Mahmoud, that everybody was on about. Everybody was trying to sign Mahmoud, and Sydney got him as well. So they started a lot of players, including all-time record top goal scorer Femi, which was the first season for Get Clap. He was the top goal scorer for the league.
Very well.
So you see, Sydney Talker did not relent. He built his team. Like, he could not get those players he wanted, but he did not relent. He got everybody on together under the banner of Comrade Kev and Rhymes Bobo. They are the new managers of this reborn Talker FC. So there were some kind of complication on who the title should go to and all of that. So, but I guess all of that is settled. There's now Talker, there's now Marshall. So when those two teams meet, man, it will be chaotic, The
backstory to it is going to be crazy, and it will make for great storylines and headlines when those teams go on to meet each other. But that was nice. I think for the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, the transfer season is always deadly, and I think what they've done, or the management of the Pro Clubs team, what they've done all is they've tried to regulate it as much as possible. Because if you believe these guys, they'll keep signing and signing and signing. So I heard that the deadline has been closed, and now the teams, I think they can only get free agents and all of that. So it's going to surely be fun. Marshall XI, wow. I didn't know they had star quality on their hands like that. There will be another team to go on and look at. But I'm hearing that today we've got a big game coming up as our featured matchup. Tell us a little bit about that big game, and then we'll see what we do with that one.
Okay, looking at our feature for today, our big game matchup starting at exactly 10 p.m. tonight is going to be Talker FC and HITMISS Aura, with Talker FC being the away side. They are the champions, so they have to get that guard of honor to like kick off the official season. Yeah. So what we'll see, and speaking on this HITMISS Aura, I know their name look new, but I don't know if last season you were familiar with Nova Aura.
Okay, so that's them. Okay.
Now, you see what has happened here is that, you see, I told you Sydney Talker went for everybody. So he went to Nova Aura, he got their best player as well. He was strategizing by more like the best players from each team. So he went into Nova Aura, he got game analyst and Montana. You know of Montana.
I know of them very well. The two of them actually.
So he got game analyst and Montana to show his commitment to having the best team in the league without getting all of those pros he missed out on. So he has gotten Montana and game analyst from Nova Aura, but that did not stop OS Kuti, who is the manager of this new HITMISS Aura. So he still went around, rallied a couple of guys. He told them, I have more experience, I can lead you in this league, so you just have to put your faith in me. So due to the collab, there has to be like a change of name, because like you're bringing basically new people. So that's where the HITMISS Aura came into. And speaking about the managers of this our featured match between HITMISS Aura and Talker FC, you should know that it's a bit of history, and that's what I'm here to provide. So the manager of HITMISS Aura, that's Kuti. Do you know he was the first captain of the manager of Toka FC, Comrade Kev? They played together in Effortless GFC.
Wow. Nah, I don't think I'm familiar with that one, because I think at the time I still wasn't really well abreast about like the
remain in the league. So Comrade Kev have obviously had a better career by winning the league. He has won the cup. So his career has been illustrious, because last season he was with Toka FC when they won the league. And then during the cup time, he went on loan to Get Clap and he won the cup. So it's making him like the all-time trophy leader in the league.
the storylines and all of the drama that's involved in the PCL this year is crazy. Like the games haven't even begun. You see all of the excitement that comes with it. That's what the NPCL is all about. And I think Ecsn, they are doing a great job of keeping all of this together. For I think this is the 4th year running, right? I think this season 4.
Exactly.
Season 4, exactly. So a great job, and hearing about all of those things, it tells you the progression. Now we are seeing every single year, we are seeing new names, like new names, new teams, and the teams are also like changing the brand with players landing big contracts and everything. Tells you the progression of the league and where the league wants to get into in the next couple of years. So I think we've got a big game coming up. Like you said, 2 players that I'm very familiar with joining that team, Montana and of course game analyst. Montana last year arguably possibly the best player in Ghana, arguably. Like he was winning back-to-back tournaments, ultimate team. He was up there with everybody on the offense. I think he's very good, and he also plays back home in the Ghana Pro Clubs League as well. He plays for sweaty opponents. He's part of that front lineup. So if he can bring that star quality to that team, they have the improvement. But sorry, they are coming up against the champs. So I'll put my money on the champs for now.
So I can't wait, because the stream link will be out soon, and I'm trying to look at the lineup. I want to see where Montana will be playing, if they'll give him the role we are used to seeing him in the Ghana League, or for Nigeria, the Nigerian team, they are going to utilize him in other deeper roles, maybe in midfield or the wing. So we are all just waiting for the official kickoff 10 p.m. So this was like an early show, because a lot of people don't know what we are doing here, and a lot of people are new to this. They could just hop on the stream and they are, what's Nigerian Pro Clubs League, what's Pro Clubs, what. So I want you to, in your own way, give them a like intro into how they can join the league, how they can join the community. So coming from you, like we are together right now on the stream. We are over there in Ghana, in Nigeria, but we are collaborating to present the NPCL. So I want you to like give them a brief. I already did that, but I still want you to give them in your own words how they could be a part of all this fun and excitement, and what they need to actually be part of this as well.
I think it's very, very important. So officially welcoming everybody who's new to the Pro Club scene. And if you don't understand, this is a little breakdown. So you see your normal EFC 24, EFC 25, where you're playing your normal 1v1, whether it's kickoff, ultimate team, where you're controlling the whole team. This time, in my opinion, the experience is even better. You get to play with a group of 10 other individuals. Sometimes it's not 10, but possibly like 5 or more other individuals in one team, where everybody's controlling their own avatar to get the best out of the team. How fun is that? It's like playing football, but playing it on the virtual pitch. You're playing your position, you have to hold your position. That's the idea behind Pro Clubs. And for the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, we've had so many people show interest. So imagine you're playing with a group of friends. Even if you don't want to join a professional team, you're playing with a group of friends. You guys are having fun, but then you feel like, okay, you're beating everybody. Now it's time to join the competitive community, because with the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, all of the teams are competitive right from day one. We had teams who had to struggle for points. We had teams who we expected to win games, drop games in some of the leagues and everything. So if you want to join the NPCL, all you need to do is follow NPCL across all social media platforms NPCL, and you can hit them up if you've got your team ready, or if you want to join a team. Of course, you can go for tryouts with all of the other teams. It's not easy joining a team in the NPCL because they want quality. I've always asked this question about some of the athletes that play on the Pro Clubs League. I think yesterday, even on the VGA Esports, I had one of the Ghana Pro Clubs League players. I was asking them, how good of a 1v1 player you need to be able to join a Pro Clubs team? They said even if you are good, like Farouk Manzo or Kela Fiko, Montana level good, you need to have adaptability. Because sometimes we won't have the chance to play you in the front lineup, like Eddie was saying. He's waiting for that lineup to drop to see if Montana will actually play in the front line. What if they don't want to play him in the front line? What if they want to play him in DM? So you have to be that good enough to adapt to positions. That's the fun about the Nigerian Pro Clubs League. And since its inception, it's brought about entertainment, it's brought about revenue for some of these teams, and of course these players. We are speaking of big contracts moving around 200,000 naira and everything, with players landing here and there. So that just gives you a brief idea of what the NPCL means. And if you get to join one of these teams as a player, as a coach, as a manager, as a technical director, you are behind the scenes doing everything. I'm telling you, you have a fun time. There are profits in there, like huge ones. Since I joined, I've never regretted, and that's why when they gave me a call, I said it's a no-brainer. I have to come on again. It's an assurance that if you have anything to do with the NPCL, you are in for great stuff. So yeah, that's just a little intro as to how the NPCL is. For the talking, don't worry at all. The talking is good, but when the games begin, you know it's even better. So yeah, we'll see how the games go later on when it does begin.
Like I said earlier, it's always lovely to have you, Slimo, on our stream. Looking at this game, we have our official game, but we still have a couple of games we have to still keep an eye on. We have Effortless and many Pluto. Slimo, I have to bring you to the attention of Effortless a bit. Are you aware that Effortless secured the signing of Charlie Poppy from Get Club for a record fee of 200,000 naira?
You see your page. I saw it and I was like, that's a big splash. They mean business this time. Effortless was 10 last time out, and it seems like they want to get that one player that gets them over the hump. Could this be the size of signing? Mind you guys, Charlie, he was like a heavy hitter in the previous season, so they know his worth, and that's why they splashed the cash on him. So Effortless, I think it's a win now season for them. They are looking to go all in. And mind you, the prize pool this year, I'll let Eddie tell you guys about the prize pool, but seeing that prize pool, it makes perfect sense that Effortless went to splash that cash big on Charlie. So it's going to be interesting to see how he joins, of course, his new club and integrates with them.
And we have a prize pool of 5 million naira. So to have a share in that prize pool, you have to come in first, second, third. And don't forget, there's also cash back for all the other teams. So it's not like they're coming to play at the end of the season, they are going empty-handed. So there are some obligations that the team have to meet, and they end their 50k cash back. So when you talk of that deal about Charlie Poppy and a big hater, you see in the league there's a lot of say that goes around, like, yeah, I would never join this team, I can't go there. But you see, when the money is involved, it keeps things interesting. You know, you could just have something that was just like, this offer is tempting, I can go back to my club in future, but let me explore a bit, let me see what's going on in this other party. So that money is able to like move people around and let them test new things. And that was not the only player that moved around. We have made mention of Rhymes. Like, Rhymes was one of the pioneer founders of Nameless Chaos. For seeing him in Toka FC being the assistant manager, you know that he's moving on to greater things as well. And I see Nameless Chaos is also a wonderful club because they keep producing talent and they still remain competitive. They were the owners of Kali, they were the owners of Frank. Those two players have now re-emerged at GCC, and now they have let go of Rhymes as well. And so you see, that's by the way, even the small teams are not left out of the deal. Of course, no team is a small team, but I just mean in terms of league standing. Because you see, DIEHARD getting a couple of players from Nameless Chaos. They were able to get Snakes, and they were also able to get Easy as well. So you see all those transfers that are what keeps the Nigerian Pro Club League interesting. People getting players they want, fixing position and moving those players around to keep everything spicy and sweet. So what we are looking at is if we can have a second season, Division 2. so it keeps the team
Be
competitive in
competitive,
terms
yeah.
of, yeah. So you know,
I
okay,
think
you
that
lost
was the
enough
idea that
match.
the Ghana Pro Clubs League introduced this
Yeah.
season.
Now we are looking into adopting that as well. We just need to like get a stronghold, because I saw something in the Nigerian in the Ghana Pro Clubs League rather, where the league winners, they are in Division 2. I don't know if you
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like the league winners, SPT, like they had to be dropped to Division 2 because at the start we can't just immediately put them in Division 1. They had to earn their spot. So there was like qualifiers to determine, okay, are you a Division 1 team? And they ended up losing the qualifiers, and that's a result of some of their players moving, like how the transfers are going. They move some of their players to other teams, and the team didn't have that kind of quality to be able to earn a spot in Division 1. But mind you, they are smashing it in Division 2, so we'll probably see them in Division 1. If Division 2 gets to NPCL, it will be a bloodbath. Like it will be mind-boggling. So it's definitely one to consider for ECSN and of course the whole of the NPCL.
All right. Having said all of that, yeah, we have about 5 minutes to kick off, so we are going to take a little break and we'll look into all those teams and the lineup will be presented, and then we'll be back to give you all the live action and commentary from the Nigerian Pro Clubs League, and all of this will be live on Effortless Sports Network. And we, all right, and we are back. Sorry for the break. You know, it's a lobby of 11 players, so we need all these players to get ready before we proceed. And the match links are coming in, and we are going to find out which of the featured game we will be looking at right now. Slime, or any predictions for the match?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the champs. Opening day, they like to still prove to the league that they've still got it. Toka FC, they go into this one with, I know, like the key players, like the players that we knew from the past season. Most of them are gone, like Farouk, Kenny, John. They've all left, but they've brought in some new signings that I think can do a job. Maybe they might not be able to live to that expectation that they created for themselves like they did last season where they went on to win the league title, but you cannot seriously go wrong with the champs. And that's their lineup right there. We get to have a glimpse of how they look like, and straight up my eyes go to the right midfield where they've got, I think it's if you have 225, that's Montana's PSN. I definitely know that PSN. On that right wing, he'll be one key guy to work very, very good individually. He can take on his man whenever he wants to. And of course, Rhymes, as the captain of the side, is going to be huge for this team. They will be the dictators. And Comrade is also at centre back. He's a very experienced player as well. Having those three guys, the experience that they carry, I feel like will be potentially huge for this team. But you've also got to look at how they blend. Like we've always said, individual players, they can be good individually, but if you don't blend as a team, you're always going to struggle. That's one thing that Get Club had during their winning seasons. That's one thing that Toka had during last season. Will they have it again? Well, the only talking that they can do is on the pitch. So when the games do begin, you have a chance to see what happens. But what I was talking about earlier, Eddie, player roles and formations this year. What is in your opinion, the best formation for clubs? Because we are seeing Toka FC go with the 4-4-2 this time.
Oh, well, you can't go wrong with what the champions went with last season. And last season, I think they went more of a 4-4-2. And I think that's what Comrade Kev is continuing with Toka FC. We don't know if Matcha will change something, but I don't think you can go wrong with this formation, especially if you have the right players in the right position. So looking at this, I don't think it's bad, but my personal favorite formation, my club know that as well, 3-5-2, where you have the wing backs, that formation for me. So
you defend in a 5 and then your fullback is going come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my favorite formation.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, it's very balanced. But like, I think the formations, they vary from the patch or the updates of FC25 you are playing. Right at the very start, it was mixed. You could use any formation. If you understood player rules, it will work for you. But after the new updates, the new patch, a lot of people are rocking with the 4-4-2 that we are seeing Toka FC rock with, or a 4-3-1-2. Yes, 4-3-1-2, where you more or less, you basically have one style of play. I think the 4-4-2, it gives room for great offensive players like the likes of Montana. I think I saw another Ghanaian in there. I think Oscar Peace. He's up front for that team as well. Yeah, like finisher, deadly finisher up top. 4-4-2, you can be vulnerable in the midfield because if they do not get the support and the other team is playing like a 4-2-3-1 or playing two midfielders, they could control that midfield over the 4-4-2. But if you've got that great balance in attack, like every single chance you get, you are creating like a crazy goal scoring opportunity. You'd always cause problems for the other team.
And the game is live, and I think we have seen Nameless Chaos and United FUT. I don't know why the stream qualities look very poor. Maybe it's from the streamer's end.
Yeah, possibly. The guys that are streaming didn't get the quality up to the level, the standards that we were hoping. But I think we can still, we'll still strain our eyes because NPCL action, nobody wants to miss out. So apologies to everybody watching. We'll try to get the quality to that level. Hopefully when we switch to another stream or when the stream continues, they rectify that error. But Nameless Chaos, I believe, are in the all black, and for they'll be in the white team from left to right in this one. United FUT, I think possibly one of the new teams in the league. Nameless Chaos, year to year, they have been progressing. Last year, they made a deep run. cemented their top 4 spots, and there'll be another team to look at. Like I said, they are very, very good when they want to get on offense, and just like we saw, getting that first big chance of the game, they could always be deadly. United Foot, though, I'm trying to fish out how they are lining up, because it looks like you sent so many bodies up top. I don't know if they're playing in the 4-1-4-1, but that formation could also be very, very crucial. Extreme quality is making it difficult, but when a goal comes, you see it. You will see it when it does drop. And we have our first goal on the broadcast for this NPCL season. Nameless Chaos opening the scoring for us. I think if they do open the scoring for us, hopefully we have a mammoth of goals in our first round of fixtures.
And that's just another one, and I think that's by Noni. This is the thing, yeah. I keep saying this. When you're new in the league, you have to play defense because you're coming against pro teams, and that's the difference between casual teams and teams that have spent 2-3 seasons in this league.
Yeah, the difference becomes very clear. I wouldn't disagree with you too much, but if you play too much defense in this league, you could be in trouble, in my opinion. Like, you're inviting so much pressure. How much can your defense handle? But certainly, the first 15 minutes have just been shambolic from United Foot. I don't know how they come back from this one, but if you want to show that you're a team that plays with resilience, then you'd have to find a way to come back into this one. Nameless Chaos taking their time patiently, up by 2 goals to know everything going well for them as they try to slip in another dangerous through ball. Look at the pressing up front. FC25 pressing is on a whole other level. If you get it right in pro clubs, you're going to put your opponents under the coach and cause them so many problems. Nameless Chaos will try to attack from the left hand side. This time, they've balanced things out. Remember when I said there's not too much of back post crosses? They can work it through the middle, and the goalkeeper will make a huge save. Mind you, Nameless Chaos have already scored from a corner, so this one is going to be critical to look at. Their routines are top notch. Look at how they've got guys at the edge of the 18-yard area as well. When it breaks out, they'll get just a launch a shot this time, going direct again. Goalkeeper coming to the rescue. United Foot under huge pressure. Can they clear their lines on that occasion? They do, but still, ball in a dangerous position. Cross comes in, the defense deals with it, but pressure, waves of pressure, just following United Foot all around, and if they don't find a way to keep hold of the ball, it could be a crazy scoreline even before the halftime whistle blows. If it gets to 3-0 or 4-0, which could possibly find its way right now, as that defense is just struggling right now. If it gets to 3 or 4 in the first half, it's all under wraps. But 2-0, it's not something crazy that you cannot come back from. There's still at least some slim hope that if you get a goal in this first half, it could cause Nameless some problems. On the offensive end, we haven't seen too much from the newly added side to
we've seen quite a few quick goals in this match. In the 15 minutes, Nameless are already 2 up, and they are going again, and I think that's another one. Noni got a lot of offers during the transfer season, but he refused to make a move. So what do you see him? Do you see he was the player of the season for the season 2 of the NPCL? Do you still see him retaining that trophy again?
Wow. Then we have to start trying to crown him now, because he's almost in every single offensive decision up top for Nameless Chaos. They're already up by 4. It's 30 minutes, guys. They are sending a statement of intent throughout the whole of the league. I know that other teams are playing right now, but if they're done with their games and they check the scoreline of how this game is going, they'll be sending shivers down their spine. Nameless Chaos asserting dominance with just 30 in-game minutes gone, up by 4. So speaking of Noni, player of the season last season, and the way he rejected offers tells you he's happy where he is, and I'm sure the team will be so happy to keep him. This could be 5 defense. We'll have to clear their lines, but I mean, the offense, you just cannot stop them. The dynamism with which they are going forward, they are mixing it up. I'm seeing really good intricate passes. When they need to lob the ball like we're seeing right now, they will lob the ball. When they need to have like 1-2s, everybody's player movement up top is really good. And you've got to praise the midfielders as well. The support they are giving to the strikers is immense with the way they win the ball back. Big shot and a big save from the goalkeeper. You could say it's all over in this first half, but Nameless Chaos
Well, I stand to be corrected. I told you these are the games you go for defense first, and you said they can't defend too much. Now look at this, it's 5-0 and it's not even first half yet.
Yeah, now at this point, United foot have to go for damage control. Pack everybody into that goal post and protect your goal difference. Because if it becomes too much, you become the laughing stock of the league, and we all know if you become the laughing stock of the league, it's not a good place to be in. Nameless skills look like the punishers out there. But what do you think this win or this big first half? What message do you think is sent to the rest of the teams, like the contending teams out there? Or what message do you think is sent to them?
Well, I think it's a clear message. You know, they lost rhymes, so everybody was looking on how they will survive. And I think they are saying a big statement that we lost rhymes, but they were able to secure Lancelot during the course of the winter transfer, and they were also able to secure Chimere, which was an old-time partner of Rhymes. And now this combination seems that is already showing off that Rhymes is not missing when you have Lancelot and Chimere. And I think that's what they are basically showing to the rest of the league, that, oh, we lost Rhymes, but we are good to go. We don't care. We are just hitting the ground running.
Yeah, they have hit the ground running. They look spectacular already, and we spoke about how deadly and how good the 4-4-2 formation could be if they took their chances. They've had 5 chances and they've all converted them. Like, that's how clinical this team has been. And I'm telling you, if they get 5 more chances in the second half, they will convert. 4-4-2, it just gives you so much adaptability up front. When the wingers join those attackers up front, when the 2 midfielders agree that, okay, one of them should join the offense, and it becomes like 5 players up top, they are impossible to stop. And that's how come United foot are finding it so tough to prevent the goals from going in. But that's a horrible start. I think at this point, that is where United foot will have to show their resilience and say, okay, it's just game 1. We are new here. It's just game 1. We've lost by so many goals, but does that shatter the momentum a little bit?
Not at all, because I'm privileged to know the manager of United FUT, and he's quite a resilient fellow, because he stated before the match, he was like, I know this first match we are playing against the team that finished 4th last time is our first season, so I'm going to tell my boys, no matter what we play, that this is not the end for us, because I did not come here to like just run backstage and say, oh, we can't do this anymore. We have to build. So he has a resilient spirit, and he is someone that if he has to go into the market to get a player, he will get him. But basically, he's just observing for his first season. He wants to know how competitive these teams are. But if it's about running away, I see United FUT playing to the end. So it's just about how they take this game. They have to do it one game at a time and just see nothing on the result. We are just starting. That's okay. Let's go.
But how much can they take though? If it ends at 5-0, 6-0, okay, it's manageable. But if it ends like some 10-0, 12-0, that could be shattering. And if they go into the next game, the opponent will be thinking, hey, if you guys just go beat by 12, then we'll try to attack that defense. We know that defense is shaky. We'll put more bodies on you and we'll create problems for you. It just sends the message to the rest of the league. I think they'll have to go for damage control in that second half. Hopefully we're able to get the feedback from them again and know what's happening in that game. But United FUT need to get back on track, or game 1 could be shattering. But like Eddie said, he believes that they'll still keep going. It's just game 1. They can get it out of the way and think about when the next game comes about. On the other end, on the other side of the coin, it looks really good. It looks juicy. I said that every single year Nameless Girls have progressed, and it looks like they are taking a different level of progression this year. What a message this one sends. First half, 4-0, business as usual, straight to action, sending the rest of the teams out there, telling the rest of the teams out there that we've always come close to winning the title, but this year we want to be the last man standing. And if this is the perfect way to open it, I agree with them. Nameless Chaos, this is the perfect way to surely open up the season. And it's up to 7. Eddie, what's your prediction for 90 minutes? Do you think we see 10?
I think we'll definitely see 10, because Nameless are ruthless, and this is what we have with all the teams here. There is no, okay, these guys are new in the league, let's give them a welcome and let's go easy on them. No, the stats are counted. There are a lot of individual prizes, so everybody's out here gunning for the prize. There's $100 for the top goal scorer, $100 for the assist leader, and you don't want to see people playing away this leader. And there is another one for Nameless Chaos. I think
player just so good. Like, you're playing in a 4-4-2. In a 4-4-2, if you want to utilize the 4-4-2 to its maximum, play through the wings. And we just saw perfect way of playing through the wings. Sometimes when you're playing through the wings, you become predictable. But the way they mix it up, they go to the wing, find a way to come to the middle, and the passing is so quick. United FUT just can't keep up with it. If they keep doing this, the 10 goals that we said, they might even exceed it. And at this point, their pressing is also so key. As another chance will loom large right in front of them, open space for another open shot, and we've got 9. I feel sorry for United FUT. I genuinely feel sorry for them. This being game 1 could shatter their hopes. Hopefully they're able to keep it together. But I'm sure after this game, if you enter the NPC or group chat, it won't look too good for United FUT at all.
I keep thinking of the banter they have to face tonight, because like I said, it's a merciless league. Nobody's going to say, oh sorry, it's your first game. No, they are going to be oh, you guys are noobs, you guys are ass, you guys forgive the language, but these are the daily things we see in the group. It's very chaotic in there. So we are hoping that these guys will still try to keep up with the form, because it's going to be a hard one, but they have to just keep going and pushing it one game at a time. They can't let this take them out of the race. They paid a huge amount to register, so they can't just walk away from everything.
I totally agree with you. We get a glimpse of how Toka SC could also possibly line up in this game. That's a featured matchup, guys. The champions will be in action. We'll be giving them their guard of honor as champions, giving them the first opening featured matchup of our new 2025 NPCL season, and they have gone to splash the cash. They have splashed the cash, guys. They mean business. Even though they lost some of their heavy hitters, they're still telling the league we are still good enough to compete. They've actually got 3 Ghanaian players in the lineup. Like, that's very, very well. Then not just 3 of the very, very best. Like, right at the top of my head, I see Montana. We're speaking about how good he is. And Montana is actually teammates with CURRYZ in his Esports team Convict Records. CURRYZ will be holding that midfield with Rhymes. They are going to be the pivots for this team, and they'll be crucial to how this team performs. I also did speak of earlier, Oscar plays up top, heavy hitter. And him coming into this team could be serious stuff. But finally, United Foot do get on the board. They've got to go back 9-1. At least that go back, they can look back on this game and at least have a little bit of positives to look back on. So that should go for momentum.
I think that's good for a morale booster. Considered a lot of goals. Okay, let's just have one. These teams are not impossible to score. At least we know that they bleed, so we can go again with the next game knowing that we can get the goal, and we just have to lock up defense, because that defense was totally in shambles. Every attack Nameless Chaos came, we felt they were going to get a goal, and it's up to 9-1. Will they make it a 10? What do you think, Slimo?
Yeah, with the way they're attacking, the 10 could come. We didn't get that final chance, but I believe if we go back to the stream, with how looming, it looked like a 1v1, and usually they do not miss those ones. It looks like 10. We'll get the update when it does come back. Player rules. This season, you hear me speak about player rules so much. With the introduction of FCIQ in FC25, it lets you do things that you couldn't do in the previous year. We knew about player instructions in the previous years, but player rules takes it to a whole different level. Inside forward is so overpowered for your wingers. I've already seen Toka FC have inside forward on Montana, and I think the other winger I couldn't catch his name. Hopefully, I'll be able to. It basically makes sure that you are able to get one added striker up. advantage over all the other 15 teams in the league. So yeah, it is going to be a want to look at player rules in NPCL this year.
So you've been going about the player rules. What do you think of also the play style plus? Because we see how there's a lot of people online talk about the finesse plus, the power shots. So what's your take on the play style plus as well?
Yeah, play style plus, they are also very huge. To have your build be able to play that position to perfection, you need a particular play style. And for those who are confused what play styles are, I think you see the team in red. I don't know if that's CURRYZ FC, a team in red. You see when sometimes the avatar does something, there's a yellow icon on top, and for one of them, as we'll see a first goal, and that one is that CURRYZ FC who do get the goal as Adventure Time. I think it is Adventure Time who register their first goal. It is them who get their first goal of the new campaign. Lovely word goal. But back to play style plus, you see a yellow icon on one of those players. It looks like a rocket. That is the quick step play style. So what a play style does is, if you take a player like Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid, with how rapid he is, they want to replicate how rapid he is virtually. So they give him like a quick step or a rapid play style that makes him literally so difficult to catch. You simply cannot catch him when you're a foot race with Kylian Mbappe. Maybe you have a player like a Rodri. He's got like a tiki-taka play style. So if you're a midfielder, you need to have tiki-taka. You can have incisive pass. You can have long ball play style if your team is the one that utilizes the over-the-top two ball. As an attacker, you can have the finesse shots that Eddie was talking about. They are so broken this year. Trivela play style is also there if that's the one that you want to lean towards. So they're also a big game changer in the new EAFC 25 season, and it could be one that if teams do utilize very well, they could have the advantage over other teams. But yeah, combining play styles and then player rules, it puts you at the top, it puts you on a whole different level from the rest of the teams in the league.
Your score prediction for this game, seeing how Adventure Time keeps attacking?
Yeah, so far they've looked like the team that have got something going on the offensive end. We've seen them create like two really good chances. They have converted from one of them, but I'm surprised by CURRYZ FC, a team that struggled a couple of seasons ago. I was expecting that this season things might go differently for them. Not the best of starts to the game. I know there's still a lot of FC to be played in this game, but that's not the start they were looking for. This could be the response though, as they'll get it back pulls the offensive. That one felt like a hit or miss. But the teams did show that some of the teams wanted to deploy, like would defend throughout, and then in the last few minutes will try to attack and smash the win, but it didn't work out. Get club cost money to go on and then win that one. So the FA Cup is always interesting. Even if you don't win in the league, there's something else that you can fall back on and say, okay, we'll put all of our stocks on the FA Cup and pull out a surprise. That was possibly the mantra for Get Club when they found out that they were going to lose the league to Toka FC. They put all of their hopes on that FA Cup, as the men in red will come up top again from the wing this time. The size had to go near post, but I think he got his angles wrong. If he just shot that one a little bit wide to that near post, would have put the goalkeeper in a lot of trouble. I know in the new update they had said they had nerfed the near post finishes, but this was one where there was a lot of space to the goalkeepers left, and that's a big opportunity for Adventure Time to go 2 goals up. And in pro clubs, scoring goals can sometimes be tough. And for CURRYZ FC, it's looking tough right now. If they go 2 goals down here, it could cause a lot of trouble. Situations look deadly this year.
It's terrible for CURRYZ right now, because after the last season I thought they'll be better right now, but now they're not just being outscored, they are being outplayed at the moment, because they have not been able to get a hold of the ball and string a couple of passes together, and now they're on the attack and they're still just trying their luck with the crosses. But I need them to like create more. Like they should bring their A game to the match. They are basically just playing around, and it looks like they are short of ideas.
They've got to change their ways, in my opinion. Like, because I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like they're not creating chances, and it's all about the mindset. because in previous seasons they wanted to be that defensive dog of a team where they'll frustrate other teams, they'll play for draws and all of that thing. Changing the mindset to becoming an offensive team in a season, it's not that easy at all. And we see Adventure Time with another opportunity. Well, that's an awkward one. I don't know what I'm trying to do there, because there's an option for him to pass or go for the straight shot, and he decided to do something there which, to be honest with you, I don't know what was happening. Maybe a faulty controller or something like that, but that was a big opportunity spent. But I'm really impressed with Adventure Time and what they've done so far, putting CURRYZ FC under the court. Like, the pressing has been very good. They get a free kick, and this year free kicks are penalties basically, and we'll see him try. Comes off.
If you have to notice why and that's a goal, I think CURRYZ are going to be bamboozled in this match. If you notice, there was a player leaving the line when that free kick was played. There's a golden rule in the NPCL that you can't stand on the line of the post for free kick. So that was why maybe he must have gone there, and then the manager would have instructed, no, you stay off the line, and he had to come forward.
That's an interesting rule. I'll see how the teams adhere to it throughout the whole of the season, because if you are playing Ultimate Team or kickoff mode, free kicks are so easy to score. It's a quick thing to actually go on and score that one. But the halftime whistle comes for this game with CURRYZ FC in hot waters, down by 3-0 in the first half. That's not the stats they were looking for, and they could be in serious trouble before these games. And have you gotten any word from the other games that are going on elsewhere in our match day one of the NPCL?
Yeah, we are still waiting for words for the featured match of the day. There could be network issue, or they could have started while we were looking at Adventure Time versus CURRYZ. But all focus would be on what Soccer FC are playing, the defending champion, because that match looked like a secured victory for them, and also the FA Cup winners as well, GCC. So we're still waiting for words on these matches, while we'll have a view of the demolition of CURRYZ by Adventure Time. What an adventure Adventure Time is having, and it's on to the second half of this game.
Well, they are the most adventurous team on the virtual pitch right now. They are playing CURRYZ FC out of the park. Their transition has been good on the defensive end, even though they haven't had too much to do on the defensive end. Every single time they've been called into action, they have delivered. They'll have their first test of the second half as that ball on the left-hand side cross comes in. You heard me saying crosses this year, in my opinion, in pro clubs action, it's not as deadly as they were last year. I don't know if you agree with me, Eddie, but if you're a team that bases your game on crossing, I think you struggle this year, Eddie. Do you agree with me? I know your team out there, they also have their way of playing. Are you guys saying that this year you'll be changing from crosses, or you stick to the crossing like last season?
Well, I totally agree with you, and one of the main reasons why wing backs were one of my favorite formations to use is because of those crossings, sweeping it from those wing backs. But now I'm thinking, because of the crosses being nets, you might have to like change from your ways and try to look for formation that encourages more build up, like 4-3-2-1, 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1. So you basically have more players in attack than just having one player in the box for those crosses.
Yeah, definitely. That is a game changer, and that's the adaptability for teams. And knowing that there's something different working this year. If you're playing a lot of clubs, you're playing a lot of EAFC 25, you genuinely know that crossing can be tough. Even if you have the aerial plus play style, crossing is still difficult. So find other ways. I'm not saying do not cross entirely, as sometimes you have open space for crossing. But if that is what your whole offense is based on, you could be in for a difficult time. Still almost getting to that 60th game markers. Venture Time still keep their 3-goal lead intact. What an impressive if they're able to keep the clean sheet intact as this game carries on through the middle. On the left-hand side, we've seen them so balanced in attack. You don't know where they'll come from. That's a lovely skill move to execute, and he gets a fortunate bounce in his way. Goalkeeper makes a brilliant save. I don't think the finish was good enough. I'll give credit where the credit is due. Goalkeeper making a huge save for CURRYZ FC. He's the one keeping back from 0-3 down. Adventure Time look like the positive team, so far in this game. CURRYZ just haven't offered too much to disturb that defense of Adventure Time. Remind you guys, there are 15 other teams around. In fact, 14 other teams around that actually playing currently. As I don't know if our featured matchup has started already. That HITMISS game against Toka FC. So there's a lot of games going on. Hopefully we get the updates when they come in, the goals flowing in when they come in. That's always the excitement about the NPCL. The fact that you're playing right now, but I don't know what the scores are like elsewhere. You have to wait for everything to finish, and then we get the scores rushing in. This season with so many teams on board, it almost feels task of possibly going on to win the league. So we've got great games coming for you guys, and in the subsequent days or months to come, the Effortless Sports Network YouTube page is the place to be. So you can turn on your post notification every Monday, Thursday, and hopefully on Saturday when the FA Cup does begin, so you get notified when we go live. This one that you certainly do not want to miss.
Yeah, from the reports I'm getting, the Toka FC match has not begun yet. I don't know why the delay is coming from the champions team, but I believe they need to get everything in place as they are going to defend their title. I don't think they want to come in all shaky at the start and try to buy into the game. So they are basically just getting all their players ready for a tough one. So that's about it for the game today. While we wait for another stream. So what's your take on these two matches you've seen so far? United FUT has been demoralized by Nameless Chaos, and we see Adventure Time taking all the spices away from CURRYZ.
I think if you are new here, don't get deceived by the score lines. These are probably a few of the games that you'll see one team get battering, but competition is there. But I think what is clear right now is skill gap. One team understands what they're doing on the pitch, the other team doesn't. United, for example, I feel like there are 6s and 7s at the back. Their build-up play was so poor. They left vulnerability with some of their passes, like wayward passes. You giving cheap chances to Nameless Chaos, they will certainly punish you. But for CURRYZ FC, there's no excuse for this team. We've been playing in the Pro Clubs League for a couple of years now. They need, and their next game will be a bounce back for them. But the start has been interesting. We've seen goals. We haven't seen that competitive edge and nature of the losing teams that we're expecting. But